this aversion to discussing how racism is used as a weapon is a white, upper middle class and affluent consultant disease that has never served progressives very well. And because that kind of skittishness, that unwillingness to say, you know, this is what they're doing to you. Even we've talked about this before, Roland, that back in 2016, the biggest mistake Hillary Clinton made rhetorically when she said the thing about deplorables, the mistake there wasn't that there aren't some people like that. We saw them on January 6th, right? But the far better message, think about what happened if she had said, you know what? I don't think you're deplorable, but that guy does, because he thinks all he's got to do is talk about Mexican rapists and drug dealers and you'll roll over for him. He thinks you're a racist. He thinks you're a bigot. He thinks you're such a bigot that all he's got to do is like wave this flag about black people and brown people and quote unquote shithole countries or whatever, right? All he's got to do is talk about those folks and you'll buy it. And I believe in you. I trust in you. I think you're smarter than that. That would have been a far different message, right? Because that wouldn't have been beating up the voters. That would have been saying, you see that dude? You see what he's doing? You see what he's trying to do to you? You're smarter than that. And then some of those voters would have still fallen for it. But some of them would have been, oh, yeah, look at what that jackass is trying to do. He's, you know, he's trying to con me. He's just like the rest of them. Right. So this is the difference between sort of mainstream consultancy and mainstream party folk and like understanding the way that race is weaponized and has been weaponized and what it's going to take to de-weaponize it in this country. And I'm telling you, we got 1 million people that have died from COVID. A lot of white folks have buried their grandparents and their older parents because early on when the numbers showed it was black and brown folk doing the dying, a lot of white folks took this not seriously. We know that from the data now. We know that from several academic studies that white folks got nonchalant because, oh, it's just those black folk over there doing the dying, and then wait around 8 months and it was us, right? So there's a lot of ways that we can start to talk to white folks about how their indifference to black and brown suffering ends up coming back to hurt them.
Yep.
And listening to the siren song of this culture war stuff comes back to hurt them. But I just don't hear any of that at the national level from the party or from mainstream politicians. I hear it from folks like Reverend Barber and Ian Haney Lopez and others that are doing that work on the ground, but I just don't hear it from the top. And that's what it's going to take in the midterms and in a couple of years in 24.
Well, we'll see if they actually do any of that. Can't say they didn't hear it because we talk about it all the time. Tim Wise, certainly glad to have you on the show. All right, folks, back to our Roll Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Hold no punches.
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?